Hello there. Welcome to class. I'm Miss Faust. Please make sure you have paper available. Oh, you do. And a pen or a pencil. Because you need to take some notes today. Well, it's not like a note-taking day. Because we're going to deal with another fable. Yes. You missed the fables? You have? Well, guess what? Today we have a fantastic one. It's called Kings Are Rare. Oh my goodness. You're going, what do we mean with rare? It is one of our vocabulary words. Yes. And it means, well, when something is rare, it means it doesn't happen often. Okay, so when we're talking about kings, there aren't that many. Okay, so rare could mean doesn't happen often. And when it deals with people, it could mean not many. So it's not like you're going to walk down the street and go, there's a king. Because again, there aren't that many kings. And it's not very often that they'll just be walking down the street of Phoenix. Does that make sense? Okay. Well, I'm going to go through these words a little later after the reading. But I want to add two words. Okay, inn and village. We're going to talk about those after the reading of this wonderful fable. Our focus with the fable will be on humor because there's a little bit of funny in this fable. You might say, are fables ever funny? Well, of course. Yes, they can be funny. They're not going to be, yeah, that's so funny. No, you're not going to be laughing and going, that's great. But there is some funny. Okay. And we'll go on, and we'll talk about the moral. In other words, the lesson this wonderful fable teaches us. Are you ready to take notes on the fable? You are? Okay, let's do it. Let me read it to you. Oh, it's not a long one. You can see it's right here. Very short. Okay. So, kings are rare. A king was traveling through his country. During his trip, he came to a small village. He went into an inn and said to the innkeeper, "Sir, bring me 2 fresh eggs, bread, butter, and a bottle of old wine." The innkeeper went into the kitchen and brought everything the king had asked for. 2 fresh eggs, bread, butter, and a bottle of old wine. The king sat down at the table and ate and drank with a hearty appetite. After the meal, the king said to the innkeeper, "Sir, I want to pay you. What does the meal cost?" 2 fresh eggs, bread, butter, and a bottle of wine together cost 200 taler, said the innkeeper. 200 talers? Cried the king, quite surprised. Why should I pay 200 talers? For the eggs, answered the innkeeper. Are these eggs so rare in this village? Asked the king. No, answered the innkeeper. Eggs are not at all rare, but kings are rare. Or I should say, kings are as rare as a fine summer day in winter. Sorry. The king was pleased with this reply and paid the clever innkeeper 200 talers for his meal. Everyone got that? Did you enjoy it? Interesting fable, isn't it? There is humor. Let's first look at the vocabulary words and go through those. Does that make sense? Let's do this. Okay. So we talked about rare, not happening often. Okay, you don't see it a lot. Okay. Let's go to village. Village is just a smaller version of a town. So in the old days, this fable takes place many, many, many centuries ago. In the old days, people lived in little villages, smaller versions of the town. So the village, then we move up to a town, move there to a city, and the like. So okay, it's small, not many people. An inn would be a place. Quite often, there would be nothing. You'd be walking in the woods for miles, okay, and then you come to this little inn, which is a place where you can eat and sleep overnight, okay. Your innkeeper is the person who would own that place. who was in charge of the place. Appetite. We all know about the appetite, don't we? Do you have appetite for pizza right now? You're going, no, it's too early. No. Okay. Appetite has to do with hunger, being very hungry. So you can have an appetite, or you may not have an appetite because you might have eaten too much already. Okay. Tailor, T-A-L-E-R, and it's capitalized because it's a specific, it's a particular type of currency, and that's what it is. In other words, it's a particular name. Okay, and it is a particular currency of the old days. So it is money. Money. Got to pay those innkeepers. Some tailors. Okay. And then someone who's clever, like this innkeeper, very smart. Does that make sense? So do we understand here? Okay. So what we've got here, in the very beginning, we have a king who really cares about his people. So he goes through the country. Okay, probably on his horse. All right. And comes to a really small village. Now there's a village, and it could be a little smaller village, meaning there might not be many people at all. You might be lucky if you can find 10, 15 people, sort of spread out here, 3, maybe here's 2, and okay, but it's still a little village. Okay. And of course, it could be a little bigger village with a little bit more, but it's not as big as the town. So he goes to the village. He's hungry. He stops at an inn and asks the innkeeper, hey, I'm hungry and I'm thirsty. And in the old days, they would always ask for old wine. You might say, wait a minute, if it's old, don't you get sick? Well, I guess in the old days, maybe that's just something, when it was already at the time where the date goes bye-bye, they're still able to drink it and they were fine. Silly, isn't it? Okay. So he asked him for some food. And yes, the innkeeper is very happy because he sees as the king. In the old days, people knew their king. They could, they'd see him miles away and go, "Ooh, king is coming, king is coming. Everyone be good. Welcome the king." Okay. So he gets everything. And yes, the king is happy to eat the eggs. Okay, because that was good nourishment. Good for your health. Good for the body. Okay. And he's drinking because he has a lot of appetite. So then he's saying, well, you know what? I would like to pay you for your service. Okay, and of course the king, he's waiting. How much am I going to pay? Because he comes with his purse and, and his horsey. If there's a purse, he opens up and he gets money. Okay. So he's going, well, the innkeeper's going, well, I got you these eggs. I got you some bread and butter. I got you some old wine. $200. That was a lot in those days. That was a lot. Even the kids go, what? That's a lot. Okay. Is that do eggs really cost that much? Are they so rare? Aren't there that many? Don't you have them quite often? Do you just maybe every once a month you might get a few? Okay. And the innkeeper, here goes the funny. No. It's not the eggs. It's the kings. The king. Listen, but kings are as rare as a fine summer day in winter. How often do you see a summer day in winter? How often? Seriously. How often is the sun out there burning you? And you look at the temperature and you go, oh, it's 120 degrees. That's what he's saying. That's the funny. That's your humor right there. The king is thinking, oh my goodness, eggs must be expensive, cost a lot of tailors, because there aren't that many. They're so rare. No, the innkeeper is saying, absolutely not. That is not the case. It is the kings. They are rare. Okay? They are hardly ever come by. Woo! I got so into it, I'm like, what? The phone. Sorry about that. It's funny. Okay, they are so rare. They don't come by that often. So if they come, oh my gosh. The moral is you take advantage of a special occasion. That's what this fable teaches us. It teaches us, hey, here's the king. It's a one-time event. It just happens one time. One time. Wow, wow. Take advantage. In other words, he's here, so you charge him a lot of tailors. Because after all, they hardly ever show up, do they? That's what the moral is. Take advantage of a special moment. Okay? Like the king was saying, that's the funny part. Is because that they are never really there? No, it's because the king hardly ever shows up. Does that make sense? It does? Fantastic. Okay, so let's go through this fable one more time. So we have the moral, we have the humor. So that's the funny part. It's funny to think that the king actually thinks that the eggs are rare. No, there's plenty of those, but not too many kings. Okay, kings are rare. A king was traveling through his country. During his trip, he came to a small village. He went into an inn and said to the innkeeper, "Sir, bring me 2 fresh eggs, bread, butter, and a bottle of old wine." Sorry. The innkeeper went into the kitchen and brought everything the king had asked for: 2 fresh eggs, bread, butter, and a bottle of old wine. The king sat down at the table and ate and drank with a hearty appetite. After the meal, the king said to the innkeeper, "Sir, I want to pay you. What does the meal cost?" In other words, what does what I just ate cost? 2 fresh eggs, bread, butter, and a bottle of wine together cost 200 talers, said the innkeeper. 200 talers? Cried the king, quite surprised. "Why should I pay 200 talers? "For the eggs," answered the innkeeper. "Are these eggs so rare in this village?" asked the king. "No," answered the innkeeper. "Eggs are not at all rare, but kings are as rare as a fine summer day in winter." The king was pleased with this reply and paid the clever innkeeper 200 talers for his meal. Humor is, yes, it's the king that's rare, not the eggs. But you know what is so neat about this fable is the king mad? Is he mad? Is he saying to the innkeeper, "I am not paying you this money. You are cheating me"? No, he thinks the innkeeper is clever, is smart. He's take advantage of a special occasion. Everyone got that? Isn't that a fantastic fable? It is? You liked it? Okay. So yes, there was humor. And part of humor is making a joke. Making jokes. Okay, you're going, "Oh my goodness, Miss Fuss, are we going to make jokes?" Yes, that is the assignment. I'm going to have you write your own joke. No. You might go, wait. Any example? I'm going to give you examples. And then I want you to write your own joke. Your own joke. Just one. Examples. Listen up. Listen to these. Okay, now these are not mine. I'm just telling you. Okay, I got them from a source. And I thought these were pretty neat. Okay, they're very simple, such as, why was the math book always worried? So why is he worried? Why is he stressing? Because it had so many problems. Got it? Math book full of problems? Exactly. Good job. You got that. How about this? Why did the man take his clock to the vet? In other words, the veterinarian, the one who takes care of the dogs. Because it had ticks. Clock, tick, tick. Yes, and animals like dogs may have those little ticks in their hair. Okay. Did you like that? How about something we call knock knock? Knock knock. Okay. So knock knock. So it goes like this. Who's there? Chester. Chester who? Just a minute. I'm on the telephone. Get it? It's the name Chester. Okay. Just a minute. In other words, just a minute. So those are examples of jokes. Okay. Why was the math book always worried? Because it had so many problems. Very simple. Very simple, easy ones. Just like the joke, the humor in Kings Are Rare. A king thinking eggs are not often? Oh my goodness, how silly is that? Okay, so does that make sense? So I'd like you, again, for your assignment, to write just one joke. Your own joke. Come up with your own. Try it out on someone. Okay? Try and see if they, if they like it. If they sit there and go, oh, that's great, it's funny. Send that off to Miss Faust. Okay? And then I'd like you to answer this too. Answer what sweets, in other words, like chocolates and candies and like donuts perhaps, pies, if any, do you enjoy eating? So if you like sweets, what sweets do you like? If you don't, let me know. Either way. So you've got this. Write your own joke. Just one. I can't wait to have the laughs. Because, I mean, kings are rare. When you think about it, how silly the king was. But he realized the innkeeper was smart, didn't he? Yes, he did. Okay, so your own joke, and then the answer to this. Okay, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm here to help you. I hope you have a great day. I hope it's a funny one, full of laughs. Till next time, bye-bye.